Well, a military tradition continues this Christmas, tracking Santa as he delivers gifts all around the world. Now, many of you know the story, but for those of you who don't, I'm bringing in an expert. We've got Major General Constance Jenkins with the U.S. Air Force. She's the Director of Logistics and Engineering at NORAD. Thank you so much for taking the time. A very impressive military resume, ma'am. I got to start with that. But let's get into the basics. For those who don't know, how did tracking Santa start?
So it's kind of an exciting story. We've been doing continental defense for many, many years. And in 1955, there was a misprint in the local newspaper, and it caused a bunch of kids to call our operations center and start asking where Santa was. And instead of just, doing the whole, I think you've got a wrong number, they employed the use of all of their means and figured out where Santa was and started talking to these kids. And it's just evolved over the time. We've been doing this for 68 years. It's very exciting to help the kids understand where Santa is, what's happening, and whether or not they should be in bed right now.
Let's talk about how it's evolved. So, we're talking nearly 7 decades over time. The U.S. military started with phone calls. How are you guys tracking Santa this year?
So it's really exciting because we're using the same domain awareness activities we use to defend the North American continent every day. So we have some really sophisticated satellite systems, and we have a very, very robust northern warning system with a bunch of radar. And of course, we have our very, very talented Canadian and U.S. fighter pilots who assist in tracking Santa as well. So we use those same efforts that we use every day to defend the North American continent. In tracking Santa, we just do that on the 24th to make sure that everyone knows where Santa is and what they should be thinking about on that day.
What does this mean to you personally, as someone who's served our country, a very important role continuing to serve our country? What does being able to track Santa mean?
It's interesting because I came here about a year ago, and I've done a lot of away assignments. This is my first real homeland defense assignment, and it's just been it's such a noble effort to be able to defend grandma and grandpa, mom and dad across the nation, and to work that entire aerospace, air warning defense piece. So from my perspective, it's really exciting. And then the opportunity to track Santa on Christmas Eve is absolutely a joy. The kids are thrilled. They call the phone number 1-877-446-6723, and they talk to one of us likely. They're likely to get a real person who can tell them, because we're monitoring on all the big screens to see where Santa is. They're likely to get real-time information on where Santa is in the world.
Thank you again for your service to our country, Major General. But if you want to track Santa this Christmas Eve, we've got a link on our website, kktv.com. Just go there right now and click Find It.
Well, we are going to be mild again for